Welcome back. Well, today we have on Fred Ajarian, the director with El Toro Water District. Nice to have you, sir.
Ken, pleasure. It's good to be
see
here.
You.
Thank you very much.
And of course, we're going to be talking about an update on the drought. And probably, as we saw this year, what happened was the pattern that people were calling El Nino really turned out to be, and they said this could happen, is where the high pressure systems stay to the south, meaning Southern California, and the pattern of the jet stream and most of the weather went up to the north. Now the good news is with that, a lot of snow this year up in the Sierras, and therefore most of the key reservoirs in Southern California are at or near 100%, and some even about 110%.
That's quite right, Ken.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, that jet stream just shoved everything up north. So basically our key reservoirs, Shasta, Oroville reservoirs, are at or near capacity. However, the key reservoirs that Southern California depends upon for water, like from the Colorado River, Lake Mead, Lake Powell, those are still fairly low. The other thing that occurred as a result of this unusual or inconsistent pattern is the fact that we had more of an average snowpack across much of California and throughout the western U.S.
Right.
And that got exacerbated by increased temperatures. In fact, on the slide over here, you see some shots of a portion of the Sierra Nevada. These are trees, many of which are dying as a result of our fifth year of drought. So, and this was confirmed. There was a study that came out just at the beginning of this month. Stanford University scientists basically confirmed that, yes, climate change is affecting the timing and the pattern of our snowmelt and runoff. And that what we got in 2016 in terms of El Nino really just brought us temporary relief. So their projections are for, well, they confirmed that we've had a lot of dry weather patterns in recent years. But what was interesting was that they're expecting more extended droughts in the future. So we're in a fifth year of drought. Who knows what next year is going to bring?
Okay. And as we've seen, as far as that goes, that a lot of that wet weather is now staying in the Midwest.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, definitely.
So the snowpack typically supplies about 30% of California's water needs. Now, obviously, more so in Northern California than does here, because we look to the Colorado River as well.
Well, that's true for the most part. It's, you can think of the snowpack as our largest natural reservoir. It supplies 30% of really the entire state's needs, although, we get just about 20% of that from the north for our Southern California area. So that natural reservoir, when we have a normal year, will usually provide water on a consistent basis, melting slowly through the spring and the summer.
Right.
This year, of course, that was not the case. Now, snowpack measurements that were taken, in fact, this is a shot over here showing the snowpack, the California Snow Cooperative Surveys team taking measurements on April 1st. They found that the conditions are slightly below average here in California, and they're varying widely in depth across the state. So it basically, now compared to last year, a major improvement. Last year we were at 5%.
Right.
This year we're at 87% of normal. So some folks might think, what's to worry, Fred? Well, as the chief of the Cooperative Snowpack Survey team, Mr. Gerke, indicated, we really don't have any indicators of what to expect for next year because of the inconsistencies in the weather patterns.
Right.
So next year could be anybody's guess.
All right. And at least it's better than last year. And but you're right. There's no real reliable indicator even this year, as we saw.
Yes.
As we were expecting in Southern California a lot more rain.
Exactly.
And that didn't happen. It's just certainly better than it was last year, but nowhere near what they were hoping for.
We had just a very few events in January and February. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, February turned out to be one of the driest Februaries of record for us here in Southern California. So again, not sure what to expect for next year.
Yeah, exactly. So as far as the watering schedule goes, starting in April, people were allowed to water 3 days a week rather than one.
Correct, Ken. We've just come out of that 1 day a week pattern. So as you see in the schedule here, for the customers in Laguna Woods, for example, they can water Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday or Sunday. And the key here, of course, is 3 days a week. We try to encourage our customers, to save water where they can. Actually, the emphasis is really to use it wisely, to not waste it. So some tips here that we've put out, to our customers: capturing unused water, perhaps from the sink or from the bathtub, taking shorter showers, scraping dirty dishes. That actually works, by the way, by cleaning your dishes. I find myself at home now scraping the dishes before we stick them inside the dishwasher. It uses a lot less water to clean them. And using a broom instead of a hose to chase down the leaves and dirt off your driveway and sidewalks.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes if something really bad gets on the cement, you got to hose something up. But yeah, in general,
common sense
good tips. I've said this before. I do things like, let's say, like for Easter, you hard boil a bunch of eggs.
Right.
Well, I take that water, I let it cool down, of course.
Right.
I put it in the dog's dish. And then when I rinse out the dog's dishes, that water in the dog's dishes goes to the outside plants.
Yes. Perfect.
So, just little things like that. It helps.
You're maximizing the use of the water, which is perfect.
Yeah. So there's lots of things you can do that are really not that difficult to do.
No.
It's really not. Here's a chart showing where we are at right now compared to 2013, right?
And the key thing, yes, and the key thing here to show is that we've met our target. The state established for El Toro Water District a 24% savings goal. And so as you can see from the chart, with the exception of February this year, which was extremely dry, we've been able to meet that 24% savings target pretty well. And I really want to commend our customers for the outstanding job they've done. Now, an important aspect here, you see of course, the part of the savings was accomplished by reductions in potable drinking water use. The other part of that was accomplished with our new Phase 1 recycled water expansion project that we just completed last year. Had we not had that project online last year, we would have not been able to meet our 24% target. Right now, overall, we are averaging, through the end of this month, we're averaging 26% savings. So
that's very good.
Our customers have done a phenomenal job, Ken, and really we thank them for their, all of their efforts. If this weather continues, we're going to have to keep up our wise water use habits here.
Right, and so at least as of right now, the mandatory reductions will go to at least October of this year.
Correct. That those mandatory reductions that were implemented last year when the governor declared a 25% cutback, they were just extended in February through October of this year by the State Water Resources Control Board. So right now the state is evaluating the water supply conditions to determine if Governor Brown's goal, or target of 25%, can be relaxed just a little bit. And so we expect, hopefully, to hear something from the state by June. Now, if the restrictions are relaxed, then for the district, what this means is that we're going to look at our outdoor drought factor. When we went into this drought last year, we cut back our drought factor by 50% for outdoor irrigation.
Right.
We also implemented our level 1 water shortage target. Basically, all of the common sense conservation measures that we just talked about became part of our ordinance.
Right.
And folks who were wasting water would be, we tried to work with them and educate them, and those that used a little more would pay a little more. In fact, we had a drought penalty. It's a $2 per unit assessment for anybody that was in the Tier 3 and Tier 4 range of our water rate structures. So If you chose to use more water, you would pay more for that. But that's one of the areas that we want to look at so that if there are any reductions, we can pass those savings back to our customers, should there be a reduction in that current 25% target.
Okay. As far as the recycled water update for this community, you've got a couple maps here to take a look at.
Right. Just very quickly, the map on the upper map here shows the proposed expansion of our Phase 2 recycle system. This is in the southwest portion of our service area that incorporates, I believe, the third mutual area, Gate 9, for those that live by it. And then the other part of this Phase 2 expansion would be towards the north end, up by the 5 freeway in the United Mutual area by, what is that, Gate 6?
Yes, exactly.
And so the good news is that we've already authorized the engineering design. It's actually near completion. We've got the environmental, that's CEQA, Environmental Quality Act documentation already completed and filed with the state and the county. And we're working closely with the state through a state revolving fund grant program to hopefully get some state funds that will reduce the cost of this project like it did our big Phase 1 project. In our Phase 1 project, that was about a $35 million effort, of which I believe $27 or $28 million came from state loans. So very, very important to be able to get that. It's a very competitive process. Hopefully, everything aligning up, we should be able to start construction on this project in 2017.
All right.
And we'll be informing our customers in those areas at Third and United well in advance, dates, times, what to expect.
As you did before.
As we did before, exactly.
All right, and then of course, as far as looking forward, what you folks are doing is to evaluate the future as far as the watering projects, and we see here water reliability study and so on.
Right. We're part of the evaluation of recycled water projects is just looking at other opportunities that perhaps jointly working together with neighboring agencies to see if we can expand the use of recycled water. Recycled water has really become the new gold for water use. The South Orange County Water Reliability Study, that's an ongoing regional study that we're working on with our wholesaler municipal water district to look at water system and supply alternatives that can help improve the reliability of our supplies so that if we have an outage because of an earthquake or fire, we have other sources of water from which to draw during that emergency situation. We're very proud of this project, our Baker Filtration Treatment Plant project that we're working on with 5 other agencies in the South County. And that's going to be completed quite soon, October of 2016. This is a backup, one of those backup projects that I talked about. So in case the imported supply that we normally get goes down, we have this to draw from. And that's important. Reliability is a real important key in water supply planning. One of the other areas, of course, is desal. I'm sure everyone has heard about the new desal project in Carlsbad that just came online last fall. This project, after, 10 or 15 years, is almost at the finish line. It's supposed to be going to the Coastal Commission in July. If the Coastal Commission approves it, then hopefully this will be moving forward. We probably won't see it online until probably 2019 or 2020 at the earliest. But it would provide 50 million gallons of per day of new drinking water. For Orange County, Ken, that really means that it would offset about 8%, 8 to 10% of our imported supplies. So that's good news. It'll help us to stretch our imported supplies. So we're always looking to see what we can do to, expand our water supply portfolio.
Exactly. So again, as far as the people who use the water in this area from the El Toro Water District, things have been, people have been doing a good job here.
Yes.
And if they have, there's websites they can go to, of course, the El Toro Water District website. And from there, you can find all kinds of information that you have right here on this slide.
Absolutely, and if I could just one more time, I just
Sure.
can't say it enough. I really want to commend our customers. I mean, bravo to everyone for the effort they've made. We've been through some unprecedented conditions, and it looks like if the scientists are right, we're headed for a continuation of that. So
Okay.
this is going to be a permanent change to our lifestyle. So
Yeah, it could be.
any questions that customers have, our staff is very happy to help and provide assistance as needed.
All right, Fred, good to see you as
Thank
always.
you.
And we
Thank you.
appreciate all the information. And again, the website, El Toro Water District website, ETWD.com. I always got to remember that's .com. And you can get a lot of information there. Good to see you.
Ken, good to see you
take care.
too. Good to be here. Thank you.
We'll be right back. So is that Poseidon?